what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about the idea of building the perfect physique and why that is an illusion, and why you should be careful about it or avoid it entirely. So, first off, the idea of what is perfect is an illusion. It is completely predicated upon what you subjectively think is perfect. So what I think is a perfect body is going to be very different versus, let's say, a friend of mine who has his own idea of what a perfect body looks like. And then the cycle actually can continue. And sometimes I may run into someone who thinks similarly like me, but not 100%. And then I can meet more and more people who think differently than me and who disagree with me. So the idea of what is perfect is based on what you think it is, and what you think is perfect is not actually the reality of the situation. Like, if I were to take away my human limited perspective on what is perfect, just take that away, there's actually nothing left. There's nothing there left to have that duality of what is perfect and imperfect, because I was placing my perspective on the thing. And if I just take away my perspective, then all that's left is the thing without a judgment, without a label, without a determination of how to view that thing. So I hope that makes sense. What is perfect is an illusion is completely determined by what you've been conditioned to believe to be perfect versus what you have been conditioned to believe to be imperfect. So I hope I'm not confusing you right off the bat. And so when it comes to deciding what is perfect beyond your idea of it, you also have to realize that you are comparing yourself to others when it comes to building the perfect body. You're comparing yourself to what is an imperfect body. So not only are you actually doing a disservice to yourself, but you are doing a disservice to others by doing that. And the idea what is a perfect body is actually something that could lead to you being a perfectionist. Not, by the way, always purely for the idea of, or the ideal of chasing what is perfect, but you're becoming more and more of a perfectionist with building a body that is appealing to others, and people think, oh, that's a great looking body. You're doing it based on your fear of rejection from others. And this is actually very apparent whenever you, for example, let's say that you have been working on your body for a bit. You feel like you've been improving it, making it look better, You post up a video or a photo of you on Instagram showing a progress report, right? And you post it up, you see how many likes you get, and you're disappointed. You're disappointed by how many likes, how many comments, how many views you got. You wanted more. And so you think about how maybe the way you look is not as good as what you thought based on how other people reacted to you. Granted, there's a lot more that goes into how many likes and views you get on any post on social media than what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is also huge for how you decide to go about how you view yourself and how you go about your training goal of building a better looking body to something that you may view as perfect. Okay? So the next thing would be that it's never going to fulfill you. Building a perfect body is never going to fulfill you because of what I just said when it comes to the comparison that you ultimately make to others based on, do I have a perfect body or do they? And if they have a perfect body, then my body must be imperfect. So I need to work on this such and such weakness and this such and such weakness in order to be able to be on the same level as this person so I can look more perfect and I can get the attention and the admiration from others that this person gets. You see where I'm going with this? And then not only that, but you're working on something that's physical, it's material. And a lot of things when it comes to going for physical or materialistic goals, to an extent, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you come to predicating a lot, you're placing a lot of pressure on how you're going to feel after you achieve such a goal that is material and physical. Other examples being, getting a specific car or getting a specific house and whatnot. Then when you get it, there is going to be the risk of having disappointment when it comes to how it makes you feel. And that could lead to anxiety, that could lead to depression after you put so much energy and effort into achieving something material that is a materialistic goal, and it didn't fulfill you as much as you thought it would. And so there's dangers with that, placing a lot of importance on something like that. And then you may get the physique that you want, by the way, but you may also, based on the reasons I just explained, and maybe even more reasons, you may decide that it actually is not good enough for you. And so you need to keep going. You need to either put on more muscle, you need to get leaner, you need to work on this weakness or that weakness. It never ends. It never ends. And then let's say you get the physique and you're not so much on that end to where you think there's just more and more weaknesses, but you actually then have to maintain the physique as much as you can as you get older. But ultimately, as you get older, you are going to lose some of that. Or, well, over time, when you get to be a senior, you're going to lose most of that. And so what happens then? What happens to your identity? How you view yourself? Because if you pursued the idea of building a perfect physique, so much so, maybe even you became a competitor with it, a competitive bodybuilder, that could lead to an identity crisis when you inevitably lose that physical appearance over time just because of age. And so what do you do in order to cope with that change to your identity? So if you place too much importance on how you look, it can create all sorts of problems down the line. This is what I'm pointing out to you. And not only that, but if you become too addicted to it, you become too narcissistic. You place more importance on how people respond to your latest selfie on Instagram or Facebook than to the actual relationships that you have in real life. And then you can push people away. You could become too counter-dependent. And then down the line, it could lead to, again, anxiety, depression, what have you. Because in the end, what you ultimately may or may not realize is that what you've been seeking all along is not necessarily the idea of building a perfect physique for the sake of it, but you're seeking love, companionship, friendships, better relationships, and community. That's what you're ultimately seeking to a degree as one of the things that would be more fulfilling, but you didn't know that. And then, so I've said a lot so far. I don't want this video to be 10 minutes long, and I've jumped from multiple points. Hopefully I haven't confused you with what I've said so far, but so the idea of building a better physique is not a bad thing. If you want to build a better physique, by all means, go for it. If you're overweight, you want to get leaner, you want to get more muscular, by all means, go for it. And if you want to be a competitor, I would question why. Why do you want to be a competitor? Because that takes things, again, obviously to a whole nother level, and a very serious level. And so what I would encourage you to do, if you resonate with this video and you think that you are getting really into the idea of building, this perfect body for you, but maybe some of the things really hit you, the things I said that really hit you, and you don't want to experience all the potential downfalls of getting too into it, then I'd invite you to think about how you can prepare yourself for being able to recognize again and again and again over time how limited it is to build a better looking body and how it's going to impact how you feel. and try to figure out what would be more fulfilling for you to do while you are doing that. Building a better looking body can be healthy, of course, but going for this idea of a perfect body can be dangerous and toxic. So just be aware of that. All right. So this video is now over 10 minutes long. I feel like I kind of went a little bit all over the place in this video, but if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you have something that you wanted to mention about the video, go ahead and leave a comment. Again, this is Aaron Watkins of Watkins Fit, based in downtown Denver, available for personal training. And I will see you all in the next video.